Hello and welcome, guys. Today, unfortunately, is the day when I have to bring this bike back to the main dealer. Yeah, it happened. But there's nothing wrong with the bike. So, I have to bring this bike for the first service, right? Yeah, this baby goes for the first service to the main dealer. Unfortunately, I have to do it because I need stupid stamp, the warranty stamp. This bike has 2 years warranty, and if I don't have the main dealer service history for 2 years, if something happened, the truth may show me two fingers and says, no, you didn't do full service in our showrooms, so we can't fix it for free. As you can see, I have a small spanner symbol on the dash, so yeah, it's due to service. 4,000 kilometers done on this bike. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit more now about this bike, as I know this bike a little bit more now. So how is the bike? So far, so good. I didn't experience any faults, any problems. Nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the bike. Starts every time I want to ride. Rides perfectly, everything is smooth. Obviously, I had to just adjust all the ergonomics. What I meant by that, I had to just adjust the levers, clutch and brake to my needs. I'm lucky this bike has fully adjustable the distance from the handlebar, and also I had to just unscrew those two bolts and just move up and down. Obviously, first what I've done after just starting riding from the dealer, I was setting the mirrors. I just slightly move the bars towards me, and also I just slightly lower down gear lever. The brake lever actually was fine, and that's it what I've done. Adjust this bike to myself, and don't be afraid doing it yourself. With every single bike, doesn't matter is it new or used, you have to adjust the bike to yourself. Don't say to yourself, oh, I'm gonna get used to it. No, it's not supposed to be like that. The bike has to adjust to you, not you to the bike. Alright? So I've been just Google a little bit around YouTube or the street triple forums, and I found out that the early 2020 models suffer from early kind of problems of that new model. So what happened with the early 2020 models, when the bike got to the stopping around the roundabout or around the junctions, and just when you hit the clutch, the bike were stalling due to the very lean fuel map. So Triumph updated the maps, and so far all the bikes were good. And also another problem with those bikes so far at the beginning was the squeaking noise coming from the front brake pads. So that was actually official recall from Triumph, and Triumph changed to different front brake pads, and the noise gone. Look at me, this bike is 2022, so I didn't have any of those problems, of any other problems with this bike. So everything was updated over the years. So bike is very smooth, very easy to ride, very easy cornering bike as well. It's just amazing, pure fun machine. Sometimes you even think how good you must be, how your skills improve over the years. But I tell you, this is the bike. Because more you push, you go faster, this bike is get better and better. Cornering with this bike is just so pleasure, so different experience compared to my previous bikes. It's very easy. Power is very linear. I wish this bike has a little bit more torque. It has only 79 Newton meters, and compare to the other naked bikes in that kind of segment, like MT-09, Z900, it lacks of that kind of Newton meters. Doesn't lack of the power, but the torque. Would be nice if that bike has more torque. The brakes very sharp, very predictable. M50s monoblock, brand by the back, strong. Suspension, yes, the suspension on kind of firm, sporty setup. So probably one day I have to knee down and to just adjust them to the more road focus setup. But lucky, Trump gave us fully adjustable shower forks and fully adjustable the rear shock all-ins, so that should be easy to just change to the more softer feeling. Lights, very nice, fully LED all around. The position, it's actually quite sporty. You lean slightly over the front of the bike, but at the same time you have a better feeling of the front wheel. But probably on the long journey you will start feeling your back. You can start feeling that kind of more linear, more bendy position. Like when I test drove the MT-09 or Kawasaki Z900, the position was more straight upper, more relaxing position, where over here it's definitely more sportier position. Most of my rides at the moment with this bike is 2-3 hours ride around the back roads, bendy roads, mountains. I mostly ride to empty the tank, which is 17.4 liters tank, which usually gives me 260 something kilometers before the orange light pop up on the screen tells me that I have to start looking for the petrol station. Around 300 kilometers you start feeling your bum. Of course depends how soft is your bum, but it's relatively comfy seat. Very light bike. Like I've said, you can nearly throw this bike around, the bends. You can avoid the potholes. It's just nicely shaped tank. You have a nice grip between your legs. The only complaint will be, or wishing to have, more torque and more mid-range, something like MT-09, because I test drove this bike and MT-09 for me feels more kind of road focus bike. With this one is more on the sport side of the riding. So if your riding style is more kind of aggressive style, more sporty style, or if you plan in the future take this bike to the track, definitely this is the bike to go for. Where MT-09 will be more kind of road focused bike, but at the same time it's a torque monster bike. I don't think this is good bike for the beginners. For the beginners will be too scary. I know that you can just change the modes and just make MT-09 more kind of less aggressive bike, but still I think it's just MT-09 for more experienced riders. When this one, it's so easy, I tell you. The Street Triple is so predictable bike. It's so easy to ride. The power is very linear. So I think even the new riders can jump on this bike, change the mode, not necessary to the sport, and just ride off without any problems. I all the time ride this bike in sport mode, because I've been riding more than 30 years the bikes, and even sport mode on this bike doesn't feel to me too aggressive. I will need probably something more. For the road use, it's a perfect combination of power. It could have more torque, it could be more pokey, but we have what we have. It is what it is. Big problem with the Triumph bikes, with the Street Triple, is the price. They're more pricey than the other bikes in the same segment, and for years I couldn't justify myself. Why should I pay more and buy Triumph over the other bikes? I was on the market for this Triumph Street Triple, I think from 2014, but back then I couldn't afford brand new bikes, so I was looking only for the second-hand bikes. But second-hand bikes in good shape was very hard to find it. They were selling, and still selling, very quickly. And then I couldn't understand, why should I pay more for the Triumph, for the Street Triple, when I could buy, for example, Hondas, Yamahas, Kawasaki, much younger bike for less money. But I remember first time when I jumped on the 675 Street Triple R, then I understood why this bike costs more and why this bike is a bit different than the competitors. So I strongly advise you, if you're on the market for the naked bike, if that's your style riding, if you like naked bikes, just try one of them and you won't be disappointed. Doesn't matter what Street Triple you're gonna buy, 675, 765, it's gonna blow your mind. But saying that, the competitors, they're not bad bikes, they're very, very good bikes. I can tell you, these days there is no bad bikes. All the bikes in that kind of segment, naked, between 700 to 900 or 600 to 900, they're very, very good bikes. Of course, some of them, they have a different price tag, but because they have a different components. But I tell you, there is no perfect bike. Good luck if you try to find it, that perfect bike, because perfect bike for everyone means something different. Perfection is different for every single person. The most mistakes the riders do is buying kind of wrong type of the bike, because their riding style is different and they start complaining. For example, people buying naked bikes, but they touring, they doing the distance riding, like, they traveling 300-400 kilometers, and they complain, Genie, the wind blast, there's no protection, the bike is very, very light, any kind of wind blast move the bike. Of course, what did you expect? You bought the wrong bike, so don't complain. There's something wrong with the bike. No, there's something wrong with your decision. So first of all, you have to truly answer to yourself, what kind of rider are you? What kind of style of riding you're doing? And then you choose your ride. But telling one bike is cheaper, so that's mean worse. No, it's not. It's in different price tag. Has less fancy components, but doesn't make this bike worse than the other. It's designated for different person with different level of experience. That's why it's cheaper. Okay, we just coming now into the Triumph Dublin main dealer, and we're gonna leave this bike to the technician, and they just do the magic, suck up from my pocket a couple €100 just to get the stupid stamp, the warranty stamp. Okay, but it's not only warranty. In the future, if I want to sell this bike or trade in, there will be more value. They will look like people who wants to buy this bike. For some reasons, people always appreciate bikes with full service history from main dealer, or the main dealer also more likely wants to trade the bike when the bike has full history and they know the bike, So yeah, this is my beauty, my baby. We're gonna bring the key into the dealer, see what happened, and I see you later. Okay, bike came back from the service. Everything is done. Filter, oil, no faults found. Everything is just perfect. They only adjust the chain. Check up the full bike. All bolts tied up. They check if they did not get loose. And unfortunately, this service cost more than a car. I paid €272. Yes, you heard me. €272 for the Triumph Street Triple service. Over €160. I don't know if plus of that. I have to check that the docket was only the labor. The parts and the oil was €90 something. It's crazy prices. So the Triumph motorbikes not only expensive to buy, but also if you want a service in the main dealer, they quite expensive to service, right? €272, unreal, more than a service a car. Okay, unfortunately, because I have a 2 years warranty with this bike, and to get warranty validate, I have to have full service. Unless if something happened, they can blame me that I didn't do service in the proper place, was something wrong, and the bike won't be repaired under the service. So definitely after second year, I won't bring this bike for the service. I'm gonna do myself, soon the warranty is finished, that's it, I'm finished. Okay, but other than that, everything is perfect, because bike didn't show any faults, and I didn't bother tied up the chain, because I knew it's due to the service. So they done it. Okay, so service is set for another 10,000 kilometers. So next year, or 10,000 kilometers, have to bring back for another stamp, right? But I'm quite shocked. €272. So there we go. Maybe in other countries they have some kind of deal, but over here in Ireland, everything is overpriced. Motorbike service, every single thing. Yeah, this is the place where we live, and there's nothing we can do. All right, so jump back on the bike. I'm gonna enjoy, and I'm gonna see you later for another update for another couple 100 miles. All right, talk to you then. Cheers, bye, peace.